Okay, so a lot of times I get in trouble with the C shape because it starts on the fifth. All right, so if we want that C minor shape, and of course, once we get into the modals, there's trouble because we're gonna get it. This is the best part about playing guitar is these familiar chord shapes and the shape fitting. So we were originally talking about string shapes, okay? We got to the E string shape 7 root 2. We got to the D string shape 2 3 4, and that is the bottom string of the D box there, okay? Of the D string shape, which is the D cage, which would start on the second. It'd be like, it's all the D cage. I hit a little sixth chord, second chord there. Okay, so that's the string shapes. That's why I brought this up, and we got into a little bit of the modals. And I always like to explain that when you're doing the C minor shape, you go 3 6 root 3 6, and if you want to go over to the E cage, which shares notes with the D cage, then you can do that D minor shape right there. Okay, so you go from C minor shape here to D minor shape, and you're going to the left on the guitar. Okay, you're going up a pentatonic scale, in the key of C, pentatonic scale. The cage system, C, A, G, E, D, goes down a pentatonic scale, C, A, G, E, D. Okay, it's in the key of C as a standard. That starts as a C shape here and goes into the D shape. That should be self-explanatory. So let's get back to today's lesson. All right, so aside from bobbling the modals, that's why I don't like to get into the modals. I get emotional when I'm doing those modal shapes, those familiars. Today's chart. Okay, so I've explained the string shapes, right? What they are. These are two string shapes per string here in the caged ladder. And what it's all about, additionally, is freedom of movement. So if you start on any one of these string shapes, now you're not bound to the bottom string here. You can start on any one of these string shapes. Let's say a C shape on the third string, E, F, G. Okay, if I want to go to the left, so that's C shape, I'm going to go up in the pentatonic scale, so it'd be to D shape, 4, 3, 2 is D shape. You can verify on the diagram. If I want to go to the right, I'm going to go in the word cage, C to A. It's going to be 5, 6, so it's 3, 4, 5 for that C shape. 5, 6, that's just the bottom string there. Okay, if I want to go up in strings vertically, okay, here's how we're going to do it. From the C shape, I can just count the word cage, C-A-G, and skip the A and go to the G shape. And the G shape would be right there, 6, 7 root, okay? So that's an A, whoops, A, got the right note, wrong string. A, B, C. It's easy as A, B, C. Okay, so let's try to get this, because every time I try to do all 4 directions in the different ways, we got interrupted in one way or another, like the end of the segment or something. So my bad if I've wasted time. So we're on the C shape here. We can just use the circle to go to the G shape. So we skip the A if you want to do that mentally in the word cage, or just go G is the 5th of C, right? So we go to the G shape, so it's 3, 4, 5. G shape is 6, 7 root. Okay, and vertically now we would have to also warp up. to go from the G shape, we can either just say the word cage and skip the next letter. So G, skip E to D shape, but we're going to have to warp that up 1 fret instead of the half tone up. Okay, so if you ever hear something like, you know, you have to raise it up a half step. So that's to the D shape. Hey, from the D shape, we can just do a little C shape to the right. To the left, we go up a pentatonic scale from D shape to E shape. Okay, so, right, so D is definitely going to go there. So they are going to share the second, so it's 2 root 7. That's a hard one for me. I keep forgetting that the E shape, 7 root 2, shares the 2 with the D shape. Want to go straight up from there, from that E shape? You're going to use the word caged, C-A-G-E, skip the D, and go to C again. So you've got pretty much motion. When you want to bring it back down now, this is important. Okay, so we've got the E shape. We can do it 2 ways. Now we're going to go in fourths. But the fourth of E, okay, the fourth of E is A. We're going to do that A shape. But remember, we have to bring that A down. Alright, because usually that E shape, if we play it down in the P4 zone, the bottom 4 strings are P4 tuning, that E shape would have the A shape right underneath it where it can play the S3S, that little block you play. And in the G, the G shape, it's nice. It goes, there it is. So you start with a long E and you go. Okay, so usually the E shape, this is shape fitting now. You know the shape you want, but you have to fit it right or left because of either the tuning warp or just the way the patterns go. Okay, so I'll show you up here what I did so that we're not confused, because it's hard to see what's going on with the guitar, but the guitar has the sound. From the E shape here, 7 root 2, we go to the A shape. So half the battle is knowing you're going to go down 1 string. A is the 4th of E, or you can go, when you're going down 1 string, okay, in the string circle here, you're going from the E shape to the A shape there, okay, you're going up in a pentatonic scale. So it's like backwards, forwards, you know, there's a lot of backwards and forwards stuff. When you're going down a string, you're going in fourths, but what are you doing if the word cage, you have to go, you have to skip every other letter in caged, okay? So, so this is why I added the cage circle diagram today. So we want to go in fourths, whether it's up, or whether it's not up, but whether it's down in the strings, or whether it's going down in the fretboard. That also goes in fourths. So going down the fretboard goes in fourths, going down in the strings goes in fourths, going up in the strings goes in fifths, and going up in the fretboard goes in fifths. So the reason why I drew the cage circle is here. So if we're going in fourths and we're on an E string here, let's say on the 4th, so we don't have to deal with the tuning warp because that's shape fitting. Knowing the shape you want to play is half the battle. Fitting the shape in, right or left 1 fret, is the other half. Okay, so we start with the E shape here. We're going to go down in a 4th. That means we skip the G shape and go to the A shape. And you fit it in. Just like the S3L, right?